Cop had sex with domestic violence victim while on duty. Have you no shame? According to a recently filed lawsuit, Bridgeport, Connecticut police officer had sex multiple times with a local woman he met as a domestic violence victim. Statement: Police Union President Michael Salem III said, "He's on administrative status. The investigation's ongoing." He should just said nothing. I would have just said no comment if that's all you got. Okay. I understand it's the union or whatever. Bridgeport police officer had sex multiple times with a local woman he met as a domestic violence victim while on duty and in uniform, according to a federal lawsuit. Lawsuit cited audio recordings of one of the encounters. It said were captured by a doorbell camera with police dispatch calls discernible in the background. Just unbothered. Officer Russell Ouellette is on administrative leave while internal affairs investigates. According to Sharon White, spokesperson for the Bridgeport Police, declining to release more information at this time in an email Tuesday. If he wasn't on the force, would you have released more information? I tend to believe you would have, but okay. It's a 9-page lawsuit filed Monday, U.S. District Court, on the woman's behalf by her attorney, Robert Burke, who declined to comment on the lawsuit. You see, that's what you do. Let the lawsuit speak for itself. You don't need to comment further. The complaint, which seeks unspecified damages for alleged civil rights violations, says the woman made numerous calls to the Bridgeport police regarding domestic violence in February, but believed her calls for help were not adequately addressed, resulting in her continued fear. Ouellette responded to the woman's 911 call, the complaint said, subsequently came to her house approximately 5 days in a row to check on her while on duty and in uniform. Pause. That actually sounds decent, right? If we were just going to pause right there, isolate just that story. He responds to the 911 call, and then he says, "I'm going to keep showing up in uniform," because I would think that would keep others who perhaps were the accused in the domestic violence situation in check. That if it was just that right there, I'd say, "Wow, I applaud you, brother. Thank you." But there's more to the story. We have to give you everything. Gotta give you everything. Lawsuit says that was merely a ruse to obtain continued access to her. Defendant, while on duty and in uniform, initiated physical contact, kissed the plaintiff on the cheek, lawsuit said, stating the contact was captured on a Ring video camera. This is an incredible endorsement of Ring. It's unintentional, but I have to tell you that. Look what it's captured, because people lie all the time, and look what this Ring is capturing. And listen, we're on camera all the time, whether you like it or not, but I'm just saying in this case. During another visit, the lawsuit said the camera captured Ouellette kissing the woman on the lips while on duty and in uniform. I can hear some fools out there saying, why didn't she just say stop? Well, she's a grown woman. No, she's a domestic violence survivor, and you're taking advantage. She already felt the police weren't really helping her. Subsequently, while on duty, the defendant checked on the plaintiff's well-being several times and had intercourse with her in her apartment, the lawsuit said. During one of these interactions at the plaintiff's apartment, the audio of the sexual relation captured on Ring video. Police dispatch radio still playing in the background. Other encounters occurred in Ouellette's patrol vehicle, Beardsley Park, Seaside Park. According to the lawsuit said the woman filed a complaint November 7th with the police department, after which Ouellette was placed on modified assignment. Day after, the lawsuit said the officer called the woman on the phone and advised her that it would be bad if the department knew about their personal interactions. Defendant took advantage of the plaintiff, a victim of reported domestic violence who was vulnerable, seeking emotional support, physical protection, according to the lawsuit, which seeks Unspecified damages for the woman's severe emotional distress, including great humiliation, embarrassment, anxiety, stress, emotional and mental upset, loss of sleep, loss of time from personal pursuits. There has to be an investigation. I get that. I don't care if she reported domestic violence, ran out when the cops showed up in a negligee and jumped into his arms and wrapped her legs around his waist. I don't want this kind of filth in my department. You lack judgment. I mean, have you ever dated someone who was perhaps coming out of something traumatic? Let me tell you what a real good person does. Good partner. I'll be your friend, but I'm not going to get involved right now. I want to see how this plays out. I'm here for you, but I don't need anything from you. That's going to make me fall in love. This scuzzy situation, I need to take 10 showers. What say you?
Well, Sharon Reed, first of all, if it's about coming out of relationships where someone else is coming out of trauma, then none of us would ever be in relationships. Okay. So let me just clear that up right now.
All right.
It's
You
not
get the
that
point.
situation, it's not that clear cut. Clearly, we should all understand how this can be found unethical and immoral. We should all understand that. Police officer is there to do their duty and does the booty. And we need to talk about that. That's actually something that's not okay. Officer Squirrel here was just trying to get the nut. I get that. However, what Officer Ouellette did that was illegal is that we have department rules, regulations, and actual laws that prevent this kind of behavior for this exact reason. It does not matter. We cannot have police officers having interactions or relations or sexual relations with inmates. We cannot have police officers, sheriff department, anyone having sex with or interaction, sexual relations with victims. Why? Because it causes a coercion, corruption of the balance of power. This is a victim, they're in need. If they felt that trading sex for protection, that's something that we as a society have decided is not okay. And we have done that rightfully so. This is about justice. Now, there is an idea that's going to prevail. It's like, well, why did she get into this and then sue? Is there some type of trap or trick or something or other, a cleverness or manipulation on her part? That is irrelevant to
Thank you.
this. We have laws in place to prevent this. I do not care. I cannot, will not on a tree. I will not, shall not, if it's with a B. Like that is how this is. Do not have this green eggs and ham. That is how simple it is. I don't care who
Yeah,
you
you're
are,
right.
Sam.
You're
So
right.
sorry, Officer Ouellette,
Then the
but go to
only
jail.
P word we need to be worried about is power. Okay?
Exactly.
Okay, officer, over friendly, because this is about power dynamics. And you disgust me. What is it? And we're going to go to break, but I'm going to hit you with one more, and I don't expect you to know. What is it about certain people? And maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree that actually walk into every situation thinking that every woman wants them. Do you know people like that? I know too
I
many
feel
people like that.
attacked, Sharon. I feel attacked. Okay,
Oh,
I
stop
feel
it.
attacked right now. That's you're basically describing most cisgendered heterosexual males from the age of 25
Okay.
to rich. Okay,
Well,
that's
y'all
who you're
do
describing
that.
right now. But you are correct. That is the difference between being an animal and being a human is having self-control. And no matter what the situation is, we must control ourselves for the better of not just ourselves, but a society as a whole. And that is the ultimate truth.
Can I just tell you, my Yorkie mocha just the ears perked up because he's always humping his brother, the Pekingese, Squiggles. Okay. And you just gave him an out. You just had, because you're
No
an
out,
animal.
no out, no out.
Okay. You're not human.
Yeah.
That's why you're doing it.
I would say
Still, it's
this that
without
animals would
consent.
probably find it offensive to be called, that humans call other humans animals because they'd be like,
Okay.
we would never want to be human if you
You're
look at the
right.
world today.
You're right. You're loyal and decent. When I tell you to stop, you usually do. I say, leave him alone. You do.